63 teams have converged in the LakePoint Sports Baseball Village, all with one thing in mind: winning the Georgia Open State Championship. Welcome in. I'm Cory McCartney with you as we bring you coverage of the 14U division, a matchup between Carolina Prime and Mamba baseball. I know we had promised a Georgia Jackets Coastal Prospects matchup for you, and apologies for promoting that across our social media channels. Ran into some camera issues with that field, so we are adjusting and instead bringing you Carolina Prime and Mamba baseball. First pitch in this one slated for around 10:15 a.m., so we will bring you coverage of this game as soon as it gets underway. I'll be joined along the way by Prep Baseball Georgia's Avery and our own Jack McCartney. Now, we are approaching a pivotal summer for the class of 2028, defining travel season for many of them. That's going to end with the future games, and of course, August 1st, that's when those coaches can come calling and those college dreams can be realized for these players. One of the names to absolutely know in this class is Etowah's Colin Anderson, the fifth-ranked player in the nation, the #1 third baseman in the country. He caught up with Jack McCartney for this edition of Dugout Chatter.
I'm here with Colin Anderson, the fifth-ranked player in the nation and the #1 third baseman in the nation. Colin, man, thanks for the time.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
First off, huge social media phenom, kind of one of the first originators of becoming a social media phenom before you even swung a bat in high school. You had outside expectations of what you were going to be before you had a swing in the high school level. What did you do to try to block out that kind of noise and to really think of, this is who I am and outside people can't say otherwise?
For sure. It kind of started at like 12, 13 years old. And at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter how many followers you have, how many people follow you on TikTok or Instagram or anything like that. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day. It matters how you play baseball. And I kind of just knocked the noise out. A lot of haters, and everyone knows that. And you just gotta play your game and relax and have fun. It's a baseball game. Play fun.
You have three guys who are now seniors who kind of dealt with similar experiences at young age. People had outside expectations. What have they done to help you? With the outside noise and all that kind of stuff.
Everyone. Those three guys have helped me a lot. They took me in as a little brother last year, and they kind of talked to me about it. Trevor, especially, with the kind of stuff he's gotten so close to now, and he's kind of getting in that area with the draft and things like that. And they all told me pretty much the same thing, and it's that you just got to knock out the noise and play baseball. The follower count doesn't really matter. It's a cool thing to have. It's cool to see. But at the end of the day, it doesn't. They all tell me that it doesn't matter and that you just have to play baseball and have fun.
One of your first huge moments of the social media upbringing was the U12 World Baseball Classic, where you go on and you have an amazing time there. You win MVP. You absolutely explode while you're there, have a great home run where we don't even know about how really far it went, got stuck in a building.
Yep.
What did it mean to play there, rep the U.S. and Taiwan, and also win the event MVP?
It was pretty awesome. Winning the MVP was pretty cool, but the main thing to me was winning a gold medal. Not very many people get to say that you were a 12U gold medalist, but it did a lot of things for me. One of them was that it just made me realize that people are going to start knowing you. People are going to start to ask you more things, and teams are starting to ask you to play for them. And it kind of just was the main reason why I am here today. It kind of just made a big impact in my life, so that was pretty cool.
Well, watching your swing there and watching your swing now, it really hasn't changed much. I mean, it's just such a smooth, solid swing. It's smooth and effortless, but it also has a huge impact. Has great velocity off the bat, also 88 mile per hour speed, bat speed. What have you done to try to help that bat swing and stay so effortless, but also have such a huge impact?
For sure. The bat speed is kind of just a God's gift. Not very many people have that kind of talent, which is pretty cool. And I mean, as of now, I don't really hit with very many people. I'm kind of very self-taught, which I think is pretty cool as well. After the whole USA thing, I started to hit with a minor league guy who played for the Mariners for about 8 years, which was pretty cool as well. That kind of helped me with the overall aspect of hitting. He kind of told me what up inside a big leader's head of what was going on in his head, and so I just kind of brought that to my head, and now where I am today is probably the main reason why, is because he kind of taught me the whole thing. But the swing aspect has kind of just been self-taught. It's been the same for all my life basically, and yeah, it's been pretty good, and it's a God's gift.
You want to talk about effortless but also meaningful. You know, you have such an amazing arm. You can make the play anywhere at third base. Just absolutely insane. You know, number 4 in our top 10 moments of LakePoint in 2025. What have you done to build the confidence in your arm and, you know, try to, you know, make a play anywhere at third base?
For sure. Over the years, I've just gotten pretty comfortable there. I have a lot of guys over at Team Elite who help me out and kind of do the infield kind of stuff. Gold Glove group is one of the main ones with Devin. In the fall, that really helped me out. Just playing there every day, a lot of work, a lot of practice gets you kind of playing good over there and really comfortable. And that's probably the main thing as to why I play a pretty good third base, is that I'm just comfortable and having fun over there. And that's the main thing about baseball in general, is that you just got to have fun. So,
all right, Colin, man, thanks for the time.
Absolutely, thank you.
Great stuff. Again, Colin Anderson, absolutely a name to watch over these coming months, and he and Edward just got a dominant win over Denmark during the GHSA state playoffs on Friday night, so a team that has its sights on a state championship here in the Peach State. We are inching closer to first pitch between Carolina Prime and Mamba Baseball. Going to take a quick break in studio, and we'll rejoin you as soon as we can with first pitch from the Baseball Village. Cory McCartney, Avery Hunt with you, a coverage of the Georgia Open State Championship Mamba baseball against Carolina Prime. We had to do some scrambling here. We had some issues on Field 11, the camera system. We were going to do that Coastal Prospects game for you. And apologies for not being able to bring you that matchup between Coastal Prospects and who was Coastal Prospects? That was
Georgia Jackets.
Georgia Jackets, yeah. We were going to have Georgia Jackets. So we'll get more Georgia Jackets as we go. They're mainstays here. So all apologies for not being able to give you that one, but we do have a game for you, Mamba Baseball and Carolina Prime. Jace Palmer on the mound right now for Carolina Prime at Thomas County Central. Fastball up to 72. Got a curveball 63 to 64 and a changeup 66 to 67 for this 2030 5'9", 165-pounder. One flicked foul. We will get into our starting lineups here momentarily. Mason Reeves leading off for Mamba Baseball, to be followed by Judson Nicholson and Jackson Ponder. I asked you when I saw you earlier, Avery, big Atlanta Hawks fan. I know some. I thought Shaq pretty much did it for everybody. He had the funeral for the Hawks that night.
Tough one.
Yeah, I don't know what you can really say. It's over.
Yeah. I mean, hey, a better year than if you would have told me in December that the Hawks made the playoffs and we're not in the play-in for the first time in 5 years. Like, hey, all good. So would have loved to have been a little more competitive in the last 3 games of the series, specifically the last one. But, positive year, I think, all in all for the boys at State Farm Arena.
We had a strikeout there of Reeves, but a drop third. Ball goes into right field on the throw over, so he's standing at first base. And nothing, I think, probably more frustrating for a starting pitcher to get an opening strikeout and then to wind up with a batter at first base. But, hey, we've seen it before on these fields. Maybe that's just an opportunity to get 4 Ks in an inning.
You can't strike out 22 if you don't let a guy home with a strikeout.
That's very true. This is Judson Nicholson now with Reeves at first. Nicholson from Etowah, Alabama, that is, 2030. I feel like that was a bit of a misnomer. We had Colin Anderson in our pregame interview from Etowah here in Georgia. Now we've got a number of players on this Mamba baseball team from the Alabama version of Etowah.
Yeah, my first couple years living here and kind of getting used to the baseball landscape in Alabama and northwest Georgia. I was very often confused Etowah, Alabama, and Etowah, Georgia.
2-2, Reeves takes off, but that one goes foul. He'll backtrack to first.
Saw some scores one night, and I was like, that doesn't make any sense. I was at the Etowah game, and that's not the score. So you live and you learn.
That's right. I'm sure they get it all the time, especially since Etowah baseball, is really cemented itself as a national power at this point. Those kids are hearing about it. They say, "You play for Etowah?"
Yeah,
not that
for sure.
Yeah,
yeah. Big week in high school baseball. A lot of teams either Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday punch some tickets to the Elite Eight. So
yeah, we got Jack on the 1s and 2s in the back. Jack was at Etowah, Denmark last night, and all I know is talking preseason to guys like Lee Holt and Jack Nystrom. They had high expectations for what that Denmark season was going to be. I don't know that they would have believed that they would have went into a playoff series and got 4 combined hits.
Yep.
But that's what happened against Etowah, and they just put it at 20 runs across 2 games there for Etowah. 21 runs, excuse me. Just absolutely a show from that lineup. That one goes foul. Jack, what was being there watching it unfold, especially that first game when Sharman allows 2 hits, there's a shutout. What was the vibe like at Denmark after Etowah kind of put it to them in that first game?
I'll say quiet.
Yeah.
That was
because I don't think those guys would have. There's no way they would. I mean, that's a good Denmark lineup.
Well, they started to hit him in the beginning of the game. They felt like they could
because Nystrom had an early hit against him, right? Yeah.
They thought, okay, maybe we got this. Maybe we can hit off him, and they ended up going complete game shutout. So, I mean, they thought at the beginning they had it, but slowly I think they realized this guy's one of the top pitchers in the nation for a reason.
Jackson Ponder puts it in play. Got the punch out at first. Man, some a bit of drama there on that play. I think maybe the pitcher thought the first baseman was going to run over and get it himself. First base thought maybe the pitcher was going to be a little bit faster getting to the bag, but nonetheless, they complete it. We get the 3-1 for the second out. Runner does advance to third, though, so have one in scoring position here for Mamba baseball as Ponder grounds out. Swings through that. Maybe the best pitch that we've seen so far from Palmer.
Yeah, it's one of those things, a lot of guys, pitchers specifically, big league guys talk about it. You have your best stuff once every 5 or 6 starts, right?
Yep.
And, unfortunately, I think for Denmark last night, Sharman rolled out with the A-plus stuff. And, when you have the ability that he has and the A-plus stuff shows up, it's like, oh, boy, it's going to be a long night offensively.
Brody Morgan grounds that to the short. What a seemingly athletic play, but that goes well over top of the first base. We've got a collision as he tries to reach for the ball. Run does score, though, off that error for Mamba baseball. And clearly here Morgan shook up. Give him a second to regroup. Now he's shaking it off, going right back to work.
It's tough. Watched some hockey NHL playoffs last night. So
looks like that, yeah. Campbell Ducot now at the plate. And you talk about Sharman having that great stuff. We had them here for the battle for Bartow, and of course their 1-2 is Sharman and Nate Curcio, Jacksonville State commit. Carrollton got to Nate Curcio at the battle for Bartow, and that's what's looming. That's what's looming in that bracket is a Final Four matchup of Edwin and Carrollton, and Carrollton's confidence, what they can do against those guys. They will look back at battle for Bartow and say, regardless of how things play out, knowing they can go into that series and more than hang with that vaunted Etowah lineup. All right, we're going to take a break here in studio. We'll be back plenty more from the Georgia Open State Championship.
This is our brand. It's chips. Subs, of course. Soda. This. That. Sweets. Smiling faces. Green. More green. Ice cream. But first, veggies. How about a meal for one? Or hummus is fun. Time for cleanup? Done. All this goodness. Your life, your brand. Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
Backed by over 100 years of engine design and manufacturing and a highly skilled dealer network. Yanmar. Yanmar Tractors. Quality. Hardworking. Reliability. Leave no job unfinished. Yanmar. Visit us at www.yanmartractor.com or see your local dealer for details.
At IHG's Holiday Inn Express, you can take on Miami, Mexico City, or Minneapolis. Fuel up with free hot breakfast, all while earning points for free nights with IHG One Rewards. Guest how you guessed at IHG Hotels and Resorts.
Welcome back. Cory McCartney, Avery Hunt with you. Jack Wyatt Reynolds, Brooks Martin, and Cambrick Donaldson are due up for Carolina Prime here in the. That was odd. Yeah, we have multiple games going on at once here, as you just saw, as we switched over to the wrong field. But hey, those are the capabilities we have here.
Cover them all at once.
That's right. We have done that before. We've done with our watch parties, which is some mental gymnastics to get through all those games. But Mamba Baseball's got a 1-0 lead over Carolina Prime. And we will have Campbell Ducot on the mound for Mamba Baseball. That's a good name right there. Campbell, Auburn High School, got a fastball around 72. He's fashionably late for his own start. There he comes. There he is. All right, now we'll get our first look at the 6'4", 195-pound 2030.
That works.
You know, Auburn High School is awfully excited about a guy that at this age is already 6'4", 195. All right, while we've got some time here, there's something I wanted to do today because today is the 152nd running of the Kentucky Derby, so obviously a huge day in the sports world. Renegade, the betting favorite. But I wanted to play a bit of a game show here. You'll get a chance. Jack will get a chance. So I'm going to throw some names at you.
Okay.
And these are either going to be extremely obscure baseball player nicknames or past or present Kentucky Derby horses.
Okay.
Now, about 90% of these baseball players I've never heard of, so that tells you how random the player set is that we're working with here. But I figured this is a pretty quality thing for us to do. This is high quality content during a baseball game, especially on a Kentucky Derby Saturday. All right, so you'll get round one. Jack will get round two. All right, round one, the crab.
The crab?
Yeah. Is it a player or a horse?
Because it says "the" in it, and it's not like obscure, like it's not super random. I'm gonna say it's a baseball player.
It is a baseball player. Johnny Evers was the crab. All right.
Shout out Johnny.
Yeah, always dreaming.
Jack, that's you? Or
No, you get all of round one. You get all of round one.
That's a horse.
That is a horse. Pickles.
Baseball player.
It is a baseball player.
All right. 3.
Orb.
Orb, O-R-B?
Yeah, O-R-B.
Horse.
That is a horse.
Let's go.
All right, authentic.
Horse.
Okay. Bones.
Bones Highland's a player for the Timberwolves, baseball player.
Yeah, it is a baseball player. So you went 5. You got all of them right. So you went 6 for 6. All right, you went 6 for 6. Jack Wyatt Reynolds at the plate. He's got a 1-0 count. Jack, we're going to turn it over to you here for round 2. All right, noodles.
I'm going to say baseball player.
Yes. All right, boots. Not to be confused with anything with Dora the Explorer.
We'll go baseball player.
All right, that's correct.
Okay.
All right, country house.
All right, that one's actually difficult. I'll say we'll say horse. We haven't got a horse yet.
All right, that is right. Okay, let's see. Rich Strike.
Baseball player.
No, that's
Wow.
a horse.
Wow.
All right.
Okay, that's.
Bubbles.
I don't agree with that. Please be a baseball player.
Are you saying baseball player?
Baseball player.
Yep.
All right.
Bubbles was Bubbles Hargrave. All
It's
right.
just his first name.
Yeah, this one's all right.
Parents did not like him.
Mind that bird.
That's got to be a horse.
Randy Johnson? Is that Randy Johnson?
Mind that bird.
Yeah.
So you're saying player?
I'm saying baseball player.
No, that's a horse.
Okay, I mean, I
All
figured.
right, you went 4 and 2. So all right, so you're trailing right now. Runner takes off for second, and Jack White Reynolds will be at first. Got Brooks Martin at the plate right now. All right, on to Avery's second round here.
Oh, I got another round.
Yeah, you're just going to have 2 rounds. All right, Cannonball.
That's a horse.
You say Cannonball is Ray Caldwell, so that's a player.
Oh, okay.
All right, Long Tom.
Long Tom, that
Yeah.
has to be a horse.
That's a player.
I mean, I'm just, at some point, there's going to be a horse.
Thunder Gulch.
That's a horse.
That is a horse.
Okay.
All right, Silver Charm.
That's a horse.
Yeah.
Okay. Just keep spamming horse. Well, you got to shoot 50% for that point.
Jumbo.
That's a baseball player.
It is a baseball player. All right, War Admiral.
That's a horse.
Yeah, that's one of the most famous horses in Derby history. All right, so you went 4 and 2 on that one. So you are now 10 and 8, 10 and 2. You're 10 and 2. All right. On to Jack's next round. Oh, just misses inside. All right, Jack, the Gray Eagle.
The Great Eagle.
The Gray Eagle.
Gray Eagle.
Gray Eagle.
You say horse.
Nope, that's a player.
Oh my gosh.
That was Tris Speaker. Animal Kingdom.
Baseball player.
That's a horse. You're doing horrible at this. All right.
I'm great at this.
The Old Fox.
Baseball player.
Yes.
Okay.
Barbaro.
Horse.
Yeah.
I knew that one.
The Spaceman.
Baseball player.
Yes. Fusachi Pegasus.
What? Baseball player?
No, what in the world? No, it's a horse.
Hey, dude, hey, some of those guys have weird names, all right? I mean,
Should have thrown in the Big Bear. What is
Yeah.
it?
Azuna?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, you're 8-4 now.
I don't like that.
All right, you're getting smoked. All right, this is the final round. So on this one, you're each going to get 3.
Okay.
All right, Avery will get his first 3. Vinegar Bend.
Baseball player.
Yes, that was Rube Waddell. All right.
Couldn't tell you who Rube Pelly played for, but
Yeah. Death Valley Gym.
gym as in like a workout, or gym as in like
JIM.
Death Valley Gym. Horse.
No, that's a player.
It's on me.
All right, last one. Justify.
That's a horse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to know who Death Valley Gym played for.
Jim Scott. All right, Jack, here's yours. Old Hoss.
Horse.
No, that's Charles Radbourne. There's actually
Who is that?
Old Hoss Radbourne is actually this Twitter account that's got like a ridiculous amount of followers. Been around for a really long time, so you might want to check that one out. All right, Secretariat.
Oh, that's a horse.
Okay,
I
good
know.
job. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
All right, and American Pharaoh.
Horse.
All right, so you wind up. Jack went 3 for 3 on that one, so you went 11-7.
Okay,
And
Death Valley Gym played from 1909 to 1917 for the White Sox. How in the world? That you have to have some like elite ball knowledge in order to even know that.
The best part about him is he threw 312 innings in 1913. Just get him out there.
He started 38 games.
Yeah.
all right, so Avery wins. Jack, you did horribly at that. I'm actually kind of
I'm glad.
stunned you did so horribly at that. At least you weren't like,
He had a career ERA of 2.30.
who did?
Death Valley Gym.
Yeah, well, look up Old Hoss Radbourne, and then you'll see some serious. This guy was like pitching like 400 innings a year.
From 1881 and 1891. Got it.
For Old Hoss?
Yes.
Yeah.
Old Hall.
Hall of Fame. He won the Triple Crown ERA title.
84 World Series.
Yeah, look at these innings pitched,
That's
though.
the modern day Shohei.
Yeah, he's pitched 678 innings in 1884.
Oh my gosh. This
Yeah.
is insane.
Yeah.
I think he had some ibuprofen. Like,
Yeah.
what's the?
He threw, in his 11 years, he threw 4,527 innings.
Yeah.
That's insane.
He pitched 3,000 innings across 6 seasons.
His 162 game average was 299 innings pitched.
That one's into left field, got cut off, but a run does score for Carolina Prime there as we return to our game action. That was Cade Warsham coming through with the RBI, and that's going to bring up Gage Colella.
In 84, he had an ERA of 1.38 while also pitching 678 innings.
There you go. So where else do you get to talk about the
60
Kentucky Derby and Old Hoss Radbourne
60
on the same
wins and
14U
12
baseball
losses.
telecast and here at LakePoint Sports? It's the quality content
Some high quality
we actually bring
H2O.
to you. Yep. Gage Colella now up. May River High School out of South Carolina. 2030 puts that in play. Short has it. Flips the second for 1 out. It was the first in time. Did they get the double play? They in fact did, but another run did score. Carolina Prime now up 2-1 off that ground out.
At the point that you're pitching 650 innings in a year, you show the ballpark and it's like, hey man, like Skip, feeling good again today. I know I threw 38 innings yesterday,
Yeah.
but hey, I'm good to go. Oh my God.
Unbelievable. Page sends that right up the middle. And that's going to be another base hit and another run for Carolina Prime, make it 3-1. Brings up Henry Hartman.
That's one of the most absurd things I've heard in a long time. 650 innings.
Arm care wasn't really
No.
part of the nomenclature back then.
Well, they also weren't throwing that hard.
We don't know that.
Dude, you could throw an underhand for 650 innings, dude. That's a lot of innings.
I mean, they talk about Walter Johnson and, throwing triple digits, and obviously they couldn't. I mean, about the only way you could tell then is like you have a train, and you have him start throwing the second the train goes past, and then you decide whether or not he throws faster than a train.
Do they know how fast the train's going, though?
Well, I don't know.
It's all relative at that point.
It's like, that's the fastest thing mechanically on the planet at that point is a train. Counts 2-0. Runner takes off for second. So you didn't know you were going to quite have so much fun here on a Saturday morning.
Didn't. I was trying to think of let's just do this. No, he's got to be a starter. I'm gonna do some math here. Let's just go with like the old like.
I mean, Jamie Moyer was a guy who pitched a lot of innings, right?
Yeah.
And he pitched for a long time. And I bet you could take. I think he might have pitched 20+ seasons. And I bet if you take Jamie Moyer's total innings pitched, he probably didn't approach that 6-year span that I'm talking about for
Clayton Kershaw, 18 years in the big leagues. He threw 2,855 in a third inning.
Wow.
That's it. In 18 years. That dude threw 3,000 innings in 6 years.
Yeah. Jamie Moyer pitched for 25 years, and he threw 4,000 innings in 25 years, from 1986 to 2012.
He's still 500 years off.
Innings.
Well, my bad. 500 innings. I don't know
Yeah.
what I said years. 500 innings off. That's
in 25 years.
That's wild.
I mean, it's in 6 years.
He threw 3,000
3,000 innings, and was in shouting distance of Moyer's career total of 25.
I mean, think about how if his career didn't last only 10 years. Let's say he went 15. Is he hitting the 1,000?
I mean, they probably amputated his arm after the sixth year. Like, hey, dude, it doesn't work anymore.
So technically, he was a horse, a workhorse.
Yeah.
So you would have
fit up to his nickname.
That's right.
Yeah.
Full count. That one goes down the line. Hartman's going to have extra bases. Looks like off that one, here comes another run. Hartman's going to stand his way all the way to second. Easily gets himself a stand-up RBI double, and the lead's now 4-1 for Carolina Prime here in the bottom of the first. 4 runs on 3 hits, and they are coming out swinging here on a Saturday in Emerson. Now Jace Palmer, starting pitcher, going to get a chance. Nothing better for a starting pitcher. The first time you come up in a game, you've already got a 4-1 lead. Next time he goes on the mound, going to have himself a nice cushion.
Yeah, he had no better feeling than giving up one in the top half in your offense answer, and you get to join in on the party too.
That's right. First pitch, and that one's sent into left field. Runner taken off. The throw is in time. They got him. Man, he stopped 2 feet short of the bag. Brings it into the inning. Got a little aggressive there on the base pass, but how can you blame Carolina Prime? Everything's going their way. They're in the bottom of the first. They lead 4-1 when we come back from LakePoint Sports.
First one I picked up, I just liked it the best. And like I said, I tried a lot of different companies, a lot of different models, and I fell in love with Old Hickory for sure.
Backed by over 100 years of engine design and manufacturing and a highly skilled dealer network. Yanmar. Yanmar Tractors. Quality, hardworking, reliability. Leave no job unfinished. Yanmar. Visit us at www.yanmartractor.com or see your local dealer for details.
Welcome back. Cory McCartney, Avery Hunt with you. Jack McCartney on the 1s and 2s. 4-1 lead for Carolina Prime over Mamba baseball. So we return here for the second inning of our coverage of the Georgia Open State Championship. Jace Palmer got a long layoff there after his first inning through just 20 pitches and got to watch his offense score 4 runs on 4 hits, including 1 by starting pitcher. Bless you.
Thank you.
Got a little greedy, though, trying to take advantage of a ball in play and had a runner stop about a infant length from the
2 or 3 feet.
From home plate. So you just reach out and see if you can extend it. Braden Sexton at the plate. He's got a 1-1 count. Sexton puts that in play. Shortstop gloves it, throws. It'll be out number 1 off the stretch.
You're an advocate of the movie Major League when Willie Mays Hayes tries to steal second and comes up about this far short.
Now it's Tate Simmons' turn. Simmons from Hoax Bluff High School, Alabama, 2030. Left-handed pitcher. Palmer misses outside, ball 1.
The first time I ever played at LakePoint on field 12 when I was 16 years old. It had just rained, shockingly, and I slid normally how most normal people slide and took out my third base coach. So welcome to LakePoint moment for me there many, many moons ago. But, it's always a fun first story here.
So you're a true advocate for understanding how these fields change once they get wet.
For sure. Slide early if it rains. Any precipitation, slide early.
You should do like a PSA that they should show on the scoreboard.
Yeah, they don't.
We could get like AI to do like a reenactment. You know how they used to have like those it was like from the Philippines or something, and they would have like those horrible like computer generated things long before AI that they would have like these reenactments. I think we should dial it back and do one of those of you going past the bag.
Hey, if you need me out there, I still probably got a little bit of running in me. I'll go run and dive after a good rain.
There you go. You ever do that, like when there's a delay?
No. My phone's, if there's a delay here, I'm usually in not a very good mental headspace as my phone's ringing off the hook.
Simmons drops that into right center, and that'll be a leadoff, or 1 out, hit forward. We're going to have a delay. Our cameras are jumping all over the place. That was Will Miller. Or Will Miller stepping in now. Our stuff's all over the place this morning. Been one of those days, kind of scrambled from the start here, but we're happy again to bring you coverage of this game, Mamba Baseball, Carolina Prime. Tate Simmons at first off that 1-out single. Miller flies that one back foul. So are you checking out now of the NBA playoffs after the Hawks are done, or are you?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Might turn it on if nothing else is going on in the world, but.
Check swing. Did he go? He did not.
Sixers Celtics Game 7 tonight should be fun.
Yeah. Joel Embiid found himself finally. The process took a long time.
The process is really good when the process is healthy.
Yes, sir.
The process just tends to be healthy about 25% of the time at this point in his career.
It is incredible, though, to think about how the center position has evolved in the last 15, 20 years.
Yep.
I mean, there was a time where, you better be 7 foot plus and you better weigh north of 250 if you're going to play that position. And now it's just, you got guys like Jokic that are playing out and can go out and drain the three. I mean, Dirk obviously was a big centerpiece and kind of evolving what we thought, from a big. But man, I saw a picture the other day of Sean Bradley and Shaq, and you think about Sean Bradley looks so out of place, but now he looks like, looks
a prototypical center.
Yeah, he looks like Holmgren. Mm-hmm. He looks like Chet Holmgren. That's the exact size. But back then it was like, how's this toothpick going to hold up against these big guys down low?
I mean, you think Dwight Howard when he was with Orlando, his first 7 or 8 years in the league, he extended 5 or 6 guys' careers just because, hey, your job's to guard Dwight Howard.
Yep. By the way, Dwight Howard's supposedly going to be coaching over at the Rise Hoop Showcase this weekend.
He'll be a hard person to miss. Seven foot tall.
Yep. When I was at Fox, when he joined the Hawks, we had him in studio. We got to do some interviews and some fun stuff with him. It was just a couple of us in studio with him, but he was getting ready to go to the Diary of a Wimpy Kid production shoot as soon as he left us. So I don't know if it was for his kids or maybe he was just a big fan. I never got to kind of dive into that a little bit with him, but Dwight was a lot of fun. 2-2 swings through that. And goes down on strikes.
That might be the most obscure jersey I own. Do you remember when the Hawks switched their jerseys to the black and neon yellow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I have a black and neon yellow Dwight Howard Hawks jersey.
Nice.
That is sitting in my office at home. That is probably the most obscure jersey.
Runner takes off for second. The throw is going to be late. I think the most obscure Hawks jersey, you see the Carmelo Anthony one.
That's a good. He was a Hawk for like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody jumped on that before it got taken off the team store.
Yeah, I have a Boston Scott who was the third string running back for the Eagles.
Okay.
I bought one of his jerseys, and they sent me 2. So I have 2 Boston Scott jerseys, number 35 for the Eagles.
You may own more Boston Scott jerseys than Boston Scott's family.
That's true. I could hold the biggest stake in Boston Scott jerseys in the U.S.
Have you ever looked on eBay to see if there's any out there?
I've not. I need to see if anybody's interested in the Boston Scott 35 Eagles jersey.
Well, I don't know if you can put like feelers out on eBay. Like you can obviously put something out there, and if nobody looks at it, then it doesn't really have an audience. But I don't know if you can they don't. It's not like Craigslist where you would put out like wanted. Do you remember Craigslist?
Yeah.
Okay, that you can put out like wanted things out there, like looking for like they're almost personal ads.
My father was an avid Craigslist and an avid MapQuest.
Okay.
Before iPhones told you where to go, we would print out directions.
We
to
sure
everywhere,
would.
Dude.
That was life. Ground out. That's what we got everywhere.
Oh, dude.
Yeah. If you didn't have a chance to print it out, you were stopping at a gas station.
Looked like Christopher Columbus in the front seat, dude. He had his glasses on, was pointing. I was like, dude.
Rand McNally. All right, 4-1 lead for Carolina Prime. We'll be back with more from the Prep Baseball Georgia Open State Championship.
First one I picked up, I just liked it the best. And like I said, I tried a lot of different companies, a lot of different models, and I fell in love with Old Hickory for sure.
This is our brand. It's chips. Subs, of course. Soda. This. That. Sweets. Smiling faces. Green. More green. Ice cream. But first, veggies. How about a meal for one? Or hummus is fun. Time for cleanup? Done. All this goodness. Your life, your brand. Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
At IHG's Holiday Inn Express, you can take on Miami, Mexico City, or Minneapolis. Fuel up with free hot breakfast. All while earning points for free nights with IHG One Rewards. Guest how you guessed at IHG Hotels and Resorts.
Welcome back. There's the throwdown, and we are ready for the bottom of the second inning. 4-1 lead for Carolina Prime over Mamba Baseball here in the Georgia Open State Championship. Cory McCartney, Avery Hunt with you. Jack McCartney joining us as well. So we're at in the order. Jackson Leno, and then Rucker Caps, and then back to the top of the order here for Carolina Prime. Leno from Savannah. Look at that low crouch, that Ricky Henderson kind of crouch. When you're 4'11", and you crouch down like that, your strike zone becomes about 3 inches wide. He steps back up, though. I actually saw something earlier this week talking about Ricky Henderson, and they were kind of correlating it with what's going on with ABS right now, is that they showed stop-action photography of Ricky Henderson, that he would stay in a crouch like that, but he swung from the crouch. Mm-hmm. He wouldn't elongate to swing. He would swing from there, and they would show, his head staying put and the bat being almost like perpendicular like that as he tried to stay within that crouch to swing. It was pretty remarkable, but he said the umpires would try to call him on stuff that they said that he was coming up out of the crouch, and he said, I don't. And then they were
Ricky doesn't come up out of the couch.
Right. No, he does
crouch. Not. The only thing that concerns me sometimes with guys squatting like that is the eye level moving, hitting a baseball so hard already.
That's true, yeah.
That's something I struggled with, as a player, was my eye level changing. And it's it's hard enough. You got to keep that thing.
That will continue as Lino fouls off that 3-2 pitch. Did get a new pitcher for Mamba baseball as they've now moved on to Mitch Hansen, for inning number 2, and he gets an opening strikeout of Lino, and here comes Rucker Caps. Caps swings through the first pitch.
Weather for today's event actually turned out to be a pretty good day for
we
some
were
baseball.
expecting some rain overnight, but it all went south of Emerson, which is always a good thing.
Always. Let's keep that trend going. 2 more months. 2 more months of going south of Emerson.
Yeah, the heat lightning and all the stuff that we get in the summertime is absolute chaos. And, man, that really jumped on us. We're having all kinds of fun with our camera system today. We're inching closer to the unveiling of our new studio, which you will see on the first base side here of Field 10. We'll have independent cameras on that one. So while occasionally you'll see the pixelation, which you see right there, that one's put in play, by the way. Third base has it, throws on the run, out number 2. We'll have independent cameras on that field, so the hope is you'll no longer have to deal with the pixelation, or you'll notice sometimes that the scoreboard at the top of the screen is oftentimes a few seconds ahead of the actual action. We're going to remove the AI out of the equation, and we're going hard-line cameras, so we'll be able to just bring you everything in real time, which we're really looking forward to. Have some new wrinkles if you ever watch ESPN or other events when they mic up players during a game. We'll have those capabilities as well because everything will be in real time. Pop out there to end the inning. Avery, I know you got to go. 4-1 lead for Carolina Prime. We'll be back with more. Thanks as always, man. We'll see you soon, and we'll be back with more from LakePoint Sports.
First one I picked up, I just liked it the best. And like I said, I tried a lot of different companies, a lot of different models, and I fell in love with Old Hickory for sure.
Backed by over 100 years of engine design and manufacturing and a highly skilled dealer network. Yanmar. Yanmar Tractors. Quality. Hardworking. Reliability. Leave no job unfinished. Yanmar. Visit us at www.yanmartractor.com or see your local dealer for details.
We are back. Cory McCartney with you. Avery Hunt steps out. Jack McCartney is still back in the production room with us, though. Has plenty, I know, to say after being at that Denmark-Etowah game last night. We got a lot to talk about here. 4-1 lead for Carolina Prime over Mamba baseball as we move on to inning number 3. Mamba struck with 1 run in the top of the first, but Mamba came back through 4 runs in the bottom of that inning. They've got 4 runs on 4 hits. Mitch Hansen at the plate for Mamba baseball. He's taken over on the mound as well for Mamba. Hansen from Piedmont, Alabama. 2030. It's crazy. There's a 2032 Brody Morgan, who we saw earlier in this game on this Mamba roster as well, but mostly 2030s. Missed by Palmer makes it 2-1. So, Jack, of the GHSA State playoff games that were in action last night, which ones still have to go into today into a third game? Are you aware?
Yeah. So, surprisingly, in the 6A region, there's not very many. There's only one, Parkview Lowndes, from...
So, Parkview last. So, what were the scores on their first two games last night?
Well, so from the looks of it, they only played one game. I'm going to look because
they did have some weather. There was some weather that came in last night, so it might have
gone because they were playing in Lowndes.
Okay.
So it might have gone. It might have gotten rained out or whatever. I'm checking right now.
Colt Lester, last batter in the order, now steps in for Mamba baseball. Colt, Piedmont Middle School, 2030, third baseman.
So it looks like they only played one game. Parkview won 5-4.
Wow. Okay.
No, my bad. Lowndes won 5-4. My bad. In the 5A, there's only one, and it's Villa Rica versus Thomas County Central. Villa Rica won game 1, 3-2, but Thomas County Central won the second game 7-5. That was a high-scoring game in that area.
Yeah, there are 4 Thomas County players, future Thomas County players in this Carolina Prime team, so I'm sure that dugout all too aware of how that series is playing out.
And winner of that game has to play one of the best teams we saw earlier this year for Georgia Dugout Club, Loganville. They swept Roswell 8-0 and 7-1. You go 4A. 4A actually has been playing their games earlier in the week than a lot of the other classifications. So they have no games that are going anymore. Now they're just 3A. 2A's done. There's no games in private. There's no games in 1A Division 1, no games in 1A Division 2.
Going out here to have a talk with Jace Palmer and company. Runner at second for Mamba baseball. Yeah, but obviously, the biggest upset, I think you would, when you look through all the regions to this point, I think McEachern going down in the first round is probably the most stunning development that we've seen. I mean, we obviously had them here for Battle for Bartow, but Chubb Jones Jr. and company, I don't think that anyone expected that they were going to be ousted in the first round, but they were. The good news for them is they'll have he and Malachi Butler back next year to try to put something together for their final season, but obviously that, to this point, being the biggest upset. Colt Lester draws a walk, so now runners at first and second here to start off the third inning for Mamba baseball. Oh, I thought he walked. It was apparently, did he throw his bat and then realize it wasn't ball 4? That's a strike. Instead, he strikes out, so that's going to be out number 1. So have a runner at second. Yeah, I think Lester thought he had walked and then was getting ready to toss his equipment and then had to get his bat back. All right, we're back to the top of the order now. Mason Reeves, 0 for 1. Reeves, Etowah, Alabama, 2030. Watches strike 1 from Palmer. Palmer's got 4 strikeouts, also got himself a hit. So clubhouse favorite for player of the game in this one so far is Jace Palmer. That one's in play. And we got a lot of chaos going on. That ball remains in play. Looks like a runner advanced to third, so they'll have him at the corners. And surprised our camera did not flip over for that. But now Judson Nicholson's turn. Nicholson 0 for 1. Another Etowah, Alabama 2030. We'll see plenty of this Carolina Prime, this Mamba baseball team, throughout the coming months. Judson Nicholson is locked in for May Slugfest, State Games of Georgia, Prep Baseball Showdown, and the 14U National Championship. So he'll be back here at LakePoint Sports plenty this summer. And he's got a 1-1 count now. Ball is on the field now from another game. So momentary delay here in our play. Again, apologies that we could not bring you that matchup between Coastal Prospects and Georgia Jackets. We had some issues with our camera system to start the day. I believe everything is good to go at this point, but we are locked in on this game. So again, apologies for not being able to bring you that game that we had advertised that we would be broadcasting, but things do happen, and we're just happy to bring you some baseball here on this Saturday morning. And we'll have basketball later today, so doing double duty today on the broadcast front. We'll switch over to a 1:40 p.m. basketball game today over at the Champion Center. We'll have AOT versus Team Person. Should be a good one. I'll be joined by Mike Cyprian, as always, in that broadcast. That one is into the shortstop's glove. Long throw. Too long. Goes wide. First base can't make a play, but does stop it from going any further. Run does score, so the lead now 4-2. So Nicholson standing at first now. Reeves at third. As Hansen scores. Now Jackson Ponder, who's 0 for 1. But yeah, really excited, by the way, about that AOT Team Person matchup that we'll have for you later today. Should be a really good one. Some really interesting players, especially on that AOT team. Braden Knight Jr. on that team. His dad, Braden Sr., played at Pitt under Jamie Dixon, associate head coach at Rutgers, was first team All Big East back in the day. So a lot of McEachern players on that AOT squad. Asa Montgomery playing in that one. Offers from Auburn, Florida State, Georgia Tech, Georgia State. Really interesting player, too. Padian Amam from Keysborough, Australia. Guard that averaged 28.3 points for Promise Prep Academy this past season, so we'll have him in action as well for AOT today. But for now, our attention here on Carolina Prime Mamba Baseball. Lead is 4-2. Mamba's got one back here this inning. Ponder at the plate. That miss makes it 2-2. So, Jack, I don't know if you've had an opportunity to go through any of the rosters yet for the Rise Hoops showcase, but again, should be exciting. Anticipating we'll have, again, Dwight Howard, Hall of Famer, coaching over there today, so excited to see Dwight. Miss low. There's a walk, so more traffic on the base pass here for Mamba. So Ponder down at first now brings up Brody Morgan. Again, the lone 2032 that we have. Actually, there's a 2032 as well. Cambrick Donaldson on this Carolina Prime team. So 2032 on both sides. At 2032, who's 6 foot 390 pounds. So again, I think Hoax Bluff, Alabama High School, going to be awfully excited to have Brody Morgan when it's his turn. When you're already talking about being 6'3", 190 at 2032. Just misses outside. Good take there by Morgan. Counts 1-1. Morgan puts a charge into that one. It's down the right side. One goes foul. Everyone will retreat. After Morgan, it's Campbell to go. Comes a 1-2 from Palmer. Send another one. Oppo just chopping at these offerings from Palmer. He's thrown 68 pitches so far. Allowed 4 runs on 4 hits. But this has been his diciest inning thus far. As Mamba baseball threatening here in this inning. Another miss outside. Count will be full. Excuse me, now 2-2. Morgan has been aggressive. Fouled a couple hard hit balls off. Another one goes foul. That one 84.4 off his bat. Pitch count now up to 70 here for Palmer. Bases are loaded with 1 out. Biggest moment of the game so far here for Mamba baseball. Can they take advantage? One gets away. Morgan's on his way down to first. A run does score. So they'll take it now 4-3. Turn this into a 1-run ball game. Things kind of getting away from Jace Palmer and company here in the top of the 3rd. And brings up Campbell to go, and that will be the 2nd visit of the inning. So that will be the end of the day for Jace Palmer. We're going to take a break here in studio. Come back and we'll tell you about the new arm for Carolina Prime.
Windscreen Factory, more than just windscreen. We're a full-service sports facility contractor. We manufacture windscreen for sports and construction, do fence repair and installation, and fabricate field netting and batting cages. In addition to manufacturing the products, we also install upon request. We make safety padding for backstops, rails, and walls, as well as full-service print shop with logo, branding, and signage capabilities. Please call us for a quote today.
Welcome back. Cory McCartney with you as we bring you coverage of Mamba baseball and Carolina Prime from the 14U division of the Georgia Open State Championship. A little delayed, but here are our Windscreen Factory starting lineups. Mason Reeves led things off for Mamba baseball, followed by Judson Nicholson, Jackson Ponder, Brody Morgan, Campbell Taco, Braden Sexton, Tate Simmons, Will Miller, Brody Goss, Mitch Hansen, and Colt Lester. Carolina Prime were led off by Jack Wyatt Reynolds and Brooks Martin, Cambrick Donaldson, Cade Worsham, Gage Colella, who is currently warming up as the new pitcher here for Carolina Prime. Then Brooks Page, Henry Hartman, Jace Palmer, who started off on the mound, Jackson Leno, and Rucker Capps. Mentioned Colella taking over. Fastball up to 73. Got a curveball that's 59 to 61 miles an hour. It's a guy who's been playing in events here at LakePoint Sports since April of 2024 when he appeared in the Prep Baseball Open. He's got 2 more dates on the schedule, state games of Georgia and Prep Baseball Showdown, both in late May. So we'll see Colella a couple more times here, the May River 2030. Also first baseman and third baseman. He's got Campbell DeCoe at the plate. Bases are still loaded. He was dealing with a 6'2", 2032 in Brody Morgan, and now he's got a 6'4", 2030 in Campbell DeCoe. Got to figure out what they put in the water, Jack, in that part of the state of Alabama. They got some big guys here who have yet to hit their high school careers. 2-1 count. He swings that one back foul. Carolina Prime, a team we are all too often seeing here. Of course, Blake Bryant, I think, may go down as the best player that they've produced. He's making some big noise this high school season. DeCoe puts a charge in that, 90.7 off his bat. That one is on its way into center field. Did he make the catch? What a remarkable grab in center field, and he's down. But, man, that was an unbelievable effort to get DeCoe 90.7 off his bat. Center fielder is up. Man, scary moment there, but you got to love that effort. Get the jump up there with the coach celebrating. Bases are left stranded. Carolina Prime continues to lead 4-3. We'll be back with the bottom of the third inning here from LakePoint Sports.
First one I picked up, I just liked it the best. And like I said, I tried a lot of different companies, a lot of different models, and I fell in love with Old Hickory for sure.
At IHG's Holiday Inn Express, you can take on Miami, Mexico City, or Minneapolis. Fuel up with free hot breakfast, all while earning points for free nights with IHG One Rewards. Guest how you guessed at IHG Hotels and Resorts.
Welcome back. Cory McCartney, Jack McCartney with you. 4-3 lead for Carolina Prime with Mamba baseball here in the bottom of third. And obviously, a half inning that Mamba baseball is going to want back. They had the bases loaded. They had their numbers 4 and 5 hitters up. They get 1 run off a walk, but just leaving the bases stranded. You have a ball hit 90 mile an hour plus off the bat, and it's an out off of a great catch in center field. Obviously, a huge moment defensively for Carolina Prime, but Jack, you just know Mamba baseball is sitting there going, what do we got to do? That was our chance, and now they got to fight to try to get it back.
Yeah, I mean, this Carolina Prime team is doing a great job of stopping the runs, but also being able to create early ones. This Mamba team just, you can't you have to move on, right? You can't be like, oh, we didn't score, let's cry about it. You have to put in the effort and try to make sure, okay, let's stop them here. Let's go out there. Let's have a good, successful inning, and let's get the bats on the balls.
Meanwhile, just to give you an update, that game that we had previously intended on broadcasting, Georgia Jackets and Coastal Prospects, that's a 6-0 lead in that one for Georgia Jackets. So they're standing tall in that one so far. Burr and Bear both have 2 RBIs apiece in that one for the Georgia Jackets. That one is into left field for a hit here to start things off as Martin reaches. So Brooks Martin with a leadoff single brings up Cambrick Donaldson. Pool play runs all day today in this event, and we'll move things over starting at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. Top 12 teams will advance to bracket play. It all leads up to Sunday's championship, which is scheduled for 6 p.m. And as always, if you can't make it out to the baseball village, you can find all the games live and on demand with LakePoint Live, powered by Aware TV and Pixelot. One 0 count here to Donaldson. Thomas County 2032. So he's the lone 2032 on this team. He's also slated to appear here for the state games of Georgia in the Prep Baseball Showdown. Miss high. I liked so anyone who has ever been here for one of our games here at LakePoint, one of the cool things that we do on the scoreboard is having the players' pictures displayed, and every one of the Mamba baseball players' pictures were clearly taken today. So they all have these uniforms on. They're out by the outfield wall. But I love the fact that they went out there and did that, because I think it's such a cool thing for these guys to come up there, and there's a shot of it right there, that they get to go up and see themselves on these scoreboards. So really, it was really cool when we get a little bit further along and guys can have, when we have the summertime and guys can have their future games pictures that pop up, or their junior feature games pictures pop up, because those are that's a humble brag right there, right? To go up and step up to the plate and have that shot of yourself repping your state, or maybe you played on Southeast. But having that up there on the scoreboard is always such a cool thing for these guys to see. I'm going to get a look at Cade Warsham with one down. Strike out there to Donaldson. That was the second strikeout for Hansen. Warsham, another Thomas County 2030. He's got a 1-0 count. Warsham rips that into left field, 81.4 off his bat. So a one-out single. Now have runners at first and second as we move along to Gage Colella. Anyone who wonders timing-wise, we still got about 45 minutes remaining in this game. Carolina Prime, though, being the home team, things are certainly setting up in their favor, and they would love some insurance runs. That's a strike. As swing through there. So we've got a new batter in the order here for Carolina Prime. They've now switched over to Williams. So Kyson Williams. No, we actually didn't have a number 11 on our rosters, and things were a little delayed, as I mentioned. We had to scramble this morning. Camera system wasn't working for us, but we wanted to absolutely bring you some action here. So we were happy to switch over here to our main field, our championship field, as we are typically on for this Carolina Prime Mamba baseball matchup. So we didn't have a lot of the intel that we typically do have for these games. Williams swings through that. Counts now 1-2. He flicks that one foul. .24 pitches thus far for Hansen coming in relief. Just got a 1-2 count here to Williams. That one's in play. First base has it. Race to the bag. He gets there in time. Be a key second out. So now that we saw that earlier in the game on the Carolina Prime side, and sometimes when that pitcher's making his way, the first baseman just doesn't quite know how fast he's got to go to try to make that play. He had to do it himself, but able to get the second out. So Williams grounds out, brings up Brooks Page. Page 1 for 1. He sends that one into right field. This bobbled, caught. Drops that, so 2 more runs score. So Brooks Page come through with a couple RBI, extends the lead for Carolina Prime. Trouble gloving that in right field. So Page comes through. He's got 2 hits now. Lead is now 6-3 for Mamba for Carolina Prime here in the bottom of the third. So if we go from Page to Henry Hartman. And there are those insurance runs I noted Carolina Prime clearly wanted. Hartman hit by the pitch. So now runners at first and second. Bring up Gage Colella. Excuse me, Jace Palmer. I think we had some changes with our numbers here for Carolina Prime based off what we were given on the lineup within the prep baseball system. But this is Jace Palmer's spot in the order. And Brooks Page throwing his hat into the ring for player of the game, 2 for 2 with 3 runs driven in. Drops in a curveball for a strikeout to end the inning. Carolina Prime plates 2 more, though. They lead 6-3. We'll be back with the 4th inning from the Prep Baseball Georgia Open State Championship.
At IHG's Holiday Inn Express, you can take on Miami, Mexico City, or Minneapolis. Fuel up with free hot breakfast, all while earning points for free nights with IHG One Rewards. Guest how you guessed at IHG Hotels and Resorts.
Welcome back. Gage Colella is back on the mound. He is wearing 27, by the way. I think we had a mishap in our lineup. Nonetheless, he's got Braden Sexton, Tate Simmons, and Will Miller due up for Mamba baseball. Carolina Prime adding 2 more runs in the third to extend their lead. Brooks Page coming through with a couple RBIs. He's 3 for 3 with 3 RBI to pace this offense. They've got 6 runs on 7 hits. Mamba baseball, 3 runs on 3 hits, and of course their last chance at the plate, they left the bases loaded. So again, Sexton, Simmons, Miller here due in the 4th. Sexton's 0 for 1. Hoax Bluff 2030. Right down the middle for a strike. I don't think most people had ever really heard the word Mamba before Kobe Bryant started adopting the Mamba mentality. 0-1 here. That one's right up the middle, skips off the bag, and that'll be a leadoff single here for Brady Sexton. I bet if you were to look back at Google searches and usage of the word Mamba prior to Kobe Bryant, they were probably well below the search Mendoza line, but they are obviously it's pretty common vernacular now so far, and of course it's extending well beyond basketball now with that Mamba mentality and the Mamba baseball, which you've got here in action. They've got a runner at first now off to Brady Sexton's leadoff single. Gives us Tate Simmons. Simmons is 1 for 1. Colela's thrown 8 pitches.
Well, I mean, I will say I wasn't alive back when the Mamba mentality probably first started. Maybe I was. I don't know, but I wasn't.
You don't know a time before Mamba mentality.
I don't think I do.
I will tell you, I had never heard of a Mamba in terms of a snake before Kobe.
Really?
And Kobe and I are the same age, so that tells you everything you need to know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like adult, you didn't hear about it before that.
Nope.
Huh. Is that Ohio?
Not that I was, necessarily a snake aficionado, but no. Jordan Brand actually developed the Black Mamba ad years before the snake was associated with Kobe Bryant. So there you go. Runner takes off for second. Count's now going to be full here to Simmons. Will Miller in the on-deck circle. So a runner in scoring position here for Mamba baseball. Counts full. Puts it in play. Shortstop has it. Throws in time for the out, but runner does advance to third. So Sexton now standing 90 feet from home. Brings up Will Miller, who's 0 for 1. Miller hoax bluff 20-30, 5'9", 114-pound righty. Trying to answer those 2 runs scored by Carolina Prime in the bottom of the third. First pitch swinging. Cloa loses his standing a little bit on that follow through. Here he is with the 0-1. Falls again. Need to get my man some new footwear. No spikes allowed on these mounds or on these fields for that matter, but he's slipped in the last couple pitches. Angels in the outfield in real life. Counts 0-2. But considering those first 2 pitches were strikes, maybe Clola should fall down again. He stays upright that time and misses outside. So there you go. He falls on the first 2, and they're strikes. He keeps his footing on the third, and it's a ball. What does Clola have here on the 1-2? Oh, that one gets well away from him. Runner taken off for third. The throw, did they get him? He's safe. It looked like the tag was a little north of the bag. So Sexton able to score off the wild pitch. Colella slowly making his way back to first after that one. So kind of a calamity of sorts here for Colella. Slips on a couple pitches, able to get his footing back. It's ball one. Then the next one, he throws it behind the batter's completely right side, arm side miss. Can't make the play at the plate, so a run does score. It's now 6-4. It's another miss. They need a second here to regroup. Counts full. A couple really good pitches to start this AB, but things have gotten away from him here. Counts now full. Miss inside, and there's a walk. So Miller's headed down to first base and brings up Brody Goss. Goss 0 for 1. Somewhat surprised maybe he didn't get a visit during that last at bat from his catcher to kind of just cool off. This is on that elevated pitch, 73.8, swings through it for strike one. Mitch Hansen to follow Goss. That one's driven down the right side, and that will miss foul and might have hit our new studio. Of course, be unveiling that here in the coming weeks. Hope to have a net on top of that because I've mentioned this multiple times. If you're in a scout tower here in the north or south quads and a ball is driven well skyward and falls on top of that, it's one of the scariest and unexpected things you'll experience here at LakePoint. And certainly, if we're in an enclosed box, it's going to be far worse. So, angling for a net on top of the new studio. Count now 0-2 here to Goss. A run has scored for Mamba baseball in this inning off of a wild pitch. Got a runner at first. Colella fires. Fouls that one off to stay alive. I think that might have gotten a piece of the umpire. So catcher will go out to give Blue a second here. Kind of regroup. He says he's good. Thumbs up. Thumbs up all around. So Brody Goss at the plate. Mitch Hansen in the on-deck circle. Runner at first for Mamba baseball. We've got about 30 minutes remaining on the clock in this one. Comes the 0-2 to Goss. Sends that one back foul. I'm sure Will Miller's happy with him after that one. He was nearly all the way down to second base as he swung through. Throw back over. It's not in time. See cars starting to pile up over there at the Champion Center again. The Rise Hoops Showcase today and tomorrow. Wild pitch. Runner will advance to second. So 2 wild pitches here in the inning for Colella. One resulted in a run, one runner advancing to second. It'll be some great hoops action all weekend long if you're able to make it out here at campus, or maybe you want to come for a little bit more Georgia Open State Championship action. We'll have that as well, again, stretching all the way into Sunday evening for the championship games. Here comes the 1-2. Miss leaving the count. 27 pitches for Colella. Came in with 8 here in the inning, so he's thrown 19 pitches. The 2-2. That one is driven again down the first base side foul. AB will continue. Been some long ABs here in this inning for Colella. The 6th pitch is also driven foul. Here we go with the 2-2. Another foul. So it'll be at least an 8-pitch AB here. Is Goss doing his work to drive with the pitch count here for Colella in the 4th. Another wild pitch. Runner will advance to 3rd. So that's 3 balls that have gotten past the catcher here in the inning. Now that 5th run is looming here for Mamba baseball. Can Goss cash in? He's got a full count. 9th pitch of the AB, swings through it for the strikeout. So the battle goes to Colella with that K. And now 2 down and a crucial 2nd out. We still have a runner at 3rd. Now it's Mitch Hansen. A miss inside. That was a 10-pitch AB, by the way, for Goss. Just an absolute battle. But the strikeout did go to Colella. He's got a 2-0 count here now to Hansen. That one's right down the middle on that biggest strike zone a pitcher will ever see on the 3-0 count. Make that strike 2. So runner at 3rd, 3-2 count, 2 outs. Colella falls down and he gets the punch out. So those were the ones that worked out best for him. Colella gets himself another strikeout to the end of the inning. Runner left at 3rd. Mamba baseball did get one back, but they trail 6-4. We'll be back with the bottom of the 4th inning from LakePoint Sports.
The Windscreen Factory, more than just windscreen. We're a full-service sports facility contractor. We manufacture windscreen for sports and construction, do fence repair and installation, and fabricate field netting and batting cages. In addition to manufacturing the products, we also install upon request. We make safety padding for backstops, rails, and walls, as well as full-service print shop with logo, branding, and signage capabilities. Please call us for a quote today.
This is our brand. It's chips. Subs, of course. Soda. This. That. Sweets. Smiling faces. Green. More green. Ice cream. But first, veggies. How about a meal for one? Or hummus is fun. Time for cleanup? Done. All this goodness. Your life, your brand. Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
Welcome back. Cory McCartney, Jack McCartney with you. 6-4 lead for Carolina Prime as we roll along. Runner stranded at 3rd for Carolina Prime. So the last 2 times to the plate, they've stranded the bases loaded and a runner at 3rd. So Carolina Prime doing their best defensively to keep them at bay, and they've got themselves a 2-run lead as we move along to the bottom of the 4th inning. Jackson Leno leading things off for Carolina Prime to be followed by Rucker Caps. And it looks like we had actually a change. Bryson Player now at the plate for Carolina Prime. He swings through it. Strike 2. Comes a 1-2 to player. Did he go? He did not. AB will continue. Count will be 2-2. Hansen's come in relief, thrown 34 pitches thus far. Took over for Campbell to go. Miss low. Count will now be full. Ooh, just misses. Nice secondary stuff, but doesn't hit. So a leadoff walk here. I'll bring up Rucker Caps. Last batter in the order, so Jack Wyatt Reynolds, the leadoff hitter in the on-deck circle.
Yeah, Hansen's doing a good job right now with his mixing his off-speed and fastball. And if you can try to get an off-speed pitch low and try to get them to chase it and try to drive it to shortstop.
Yeah,
get a double play right here because you got to try to get outs with the minimal amount of time you have.
And his fastball and his curveball both kind of have that looping nature to them. So similar look. That one is down the right side, goes foul. Counts 0-2 here to Caps, who's 0 for 1. Carolina Prime, 6 runs on 7 hits. Mamba Baseball, 4 runs on 4 hits. Skies that hanging secondary to short second base, catches it, can't make the throw back over to first, though, for the second out. So first out there will give us the leadoff hitter, Jack Wyatt Reynolds. Reynolds is 0 for 1.
I mean, if he can try to, instead of thinking of trying to get his breaking ball to be in the middle, he's got to try to almost think of trying to get it low. Because if he thinks it low, it's going to drop low, and instead of hanging like that, I mean, he did a good job right there of hanging it and trying to get him to...
It was at least weak contact, yeah.
Yeah. But if he can try to get his fastball to be a little bit more on a line and then let his curveball break off that line, I think it can get a lot of guys to, especially with the looping kind of way it is, if you can get it to try to drop lower instead of looking like a fastball because it'll drop more.
He's got a 2-0 count here to Reynolds. He did miss off of a curveball. Gets the inside strike, makes it 2-1. We've got about 18 minutes remaining. Carolina Prime would love nothing more than those 18 minutes be spent with them at the plate, adding on to this 6-4 lead, but should Mamba Baseball get an opportunity in the 5th, of course, Carolina Prime being the home team, they'll have their say. There's a walk to Reynolds, brings up Brooks Martin with 1 out and 2 on. Martin's 1 for 1. Scored 2 runs, also walked. Cameron Donaldson, the on-deck circle. First pitch goes foul. .45 pitches thus far for Hansen. Hanging curveball. That one drops into center field for a base hit. Runners will hold. So I'll have him loaded now for Cambrick Donaldson. It's the number 3 hitter in the order for Carolina Prime. A chance to break this game open. Thomas County 2032 stepping in. He's 0 for 1. And he swings through the first pitch, and you know he's got everything he has behind that swing there, trying to blow this game open for Carolina Prime. He ropes that 85-mile-an-hour off the bat. Donaldson drives it. That one is all the way to left field. It isn't out, but 1 run does score as they tag up, extends the lead to 7-4. Well-struck ball there from Donaldson. Another run does score, though, makes it 7-4. Brings up Cade Warsham. Saw from that first swing, man, he was looking to put a charge into one. He did, and unfortunately went right into defender's glove, but he did get another run.
Yeah, that was great execution of situational baseball. Right, when you have one out, you got a runner on third. You got to try to do whatever you can to try to drive that ball as far as possible to try to get that runner from third home, and potentially that runner from second to third, like he did right there.
Another one driven. Left fielder on the run. Can he make the catch? Everyone's taken off. That'll bring an end to the inning. 7-4 lead, though, as Carolina Prime adds one more. We'll be back with the top of the 5th inning from LakePoint Sports.
The Windscreen Factory, more than just windscreen. We're a full-service sports facility contractor. We manufacture windscreen for sports and construction, do fence repair and installation, and fabricate field netting and batting cages. In addition to manufacturing the products, we also install upon request. We make safety padding for backstops, rails, and walls, as well as full-service print shop with logo, branding, and signage capabilities. Please call us for a quote today.
This is our brand. It's chips. Subs, of course. Soda. This. That. Sweets. Smiling faces. Green. More green. Ice cream. But first, veggies. How about a meal for one? Or hummus is fun. Time for cleanup? Done. All this goodness. Your life, your brand. Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
At IHG's Holiday Inn Express, you can take on Miami, Mexico City, or Minneapolis. Fuel up with free hot breakfast, all while earning points for free nights with IHG One Rewards. Guest how you guessed at IHG Hotels and Resorts.
Welcome back, Cory McCartney, Jack McCartney with you. Carolina Prime trying to lock down a pool play victory here in the Georgia Open State Championship. They lead 7-4. We've got about 16 minutes remaining on the clock. Gage Colella returns on the mound. He's thrown 39 pitches. Had some footing issues during his last inning, but able to still get himself a few strikeouts there, including one to end the inning, the runner at third. Meanwhile, the game that we were going to bring you the broadcast of, as that one is a ground out to second. Georgia Jackets won 7-1 over Coastal Prospects. Burr and Bear both had 2 RBI in that one. cave in with a couple hits to pace that offense. Davis on the mound had 5 strikeouts.
My bad. That was a technical difficulty.
Well, today all of our difficulties have been technical. It's been one of those days, but we have powered through it and able to at least bring you this game, which we were excited for. That one's hard hit. Shortstop has it. Throws for out number 2. So we may get an opportunity here to see Carolina Prime end this game at the plate. We have 11 minutes remaining. Be remiss, by the way, if we didn't tell you about our F&B specials that we have going on. I know we get your chance. Let's flip this real quick. Let's after this AB is over with, I want people to see the fries. So we may have to wait till the half inning, but we have to give people a look at the garlic fries and the Parmesan fries that have been in our offerings here in April and May.
Which fry are you going to get first?
Which one am I going to get first? Well, it's May now, so I can't get the garlic Parmesan fries because those were April. So we've now flipped to the Cajun fries for May.
Is it only that month?
Yeah, Nicholson shoots that into right field. That's caught for the inning ending out.
I thought that just meant when they
No,
were
so
coming out.
let's see our all-star fries. Here we go, all-star fry flavors. So the Cajun fries are now for May of 26. We just had the garlic Parmesan fries, so I feel like this is almost like a memorial in a way for the garlic Parmesan fries. Like maybe we should have created some kind of graphic that was almost like in memory of the garlic Parmesan fries, but those are now off the menu, and we are bringing you Cajun fries. And also, by the way, if you want to, we say upgrade your side, let's show them what they can upgrade that side with, Jack, and that's our chicken wrap, which they can get. Yeah, there you go. Limited time buffalo chicken wrap. So you get the entree for $7.99, the $14.99 combo. So if you take the $14.99 combo and you upgrade your side for 50 cents more, those fries on the right side there, those are Cajun fries. They're not run-of-the-mill fries. For the month of May, those are Cajun fries. And if somehow you had a time machine, you could come back maybe last week and make those garlic Parmesan fries. But I would question your use of time travel if you did so in order to come back and get a certain version of fries as a combo here at LakePoint Sports. That would be in my mind, it would be a misuse of time travel capabilities. Just saying. But anyway, we're now going to go to the bottom of the 5th inning, and we're going to get a chance to see Carolina Prime bat one more time. We've got 10 minutes left on the clock, so they, in all likelihood, are going to end this thing at the plate. And we do have a new pitcher on the mound. We get a lefty now for Mamba. So they're switching over now to Judson Nicholson. So as a fellow left-hander, always excited to see one on the mound. Nicholson, Etowah, Alabama, 2030. And I have to say Etowah, Alabama every time I say it because, of course, here in the state of Georgia, when you say Etowah, we are certainly thinking here at Cherokee County and the Eagles. So at the plate, I'm going to get Gage Colella, Brooks Page, and Henry Hartman. Page has been the big bat thus far in this lineup for Carolina Prime. 2 for 2, 3 RBI. He drove in 2 runs in the 3rd inning. Ball that was hit into right field. And Page will get another opportunity here as he awaits in the on-deck circle. Actually, this will be Williams to lead things off. And we may have some changes here, anticipating in the Carolina Prime batting order. Opportunity here just to get some guys some looks. But Page is still on the on-deck circle, so chance to add his 3rd hit of the day. Had himself an opposite field 2 RBI single. That one is skied back. Everybody's on the run. Mentioned it a couple times, but we will also be doing a baseball game today at 1:40. So basketball game. This is a baseball game. This is what happens when you do 2 broadcasts in one day. You kind of lose your sense of where you're at in the moment. But I like Nicholson with the setup. I like the pitchers that's like ready to roll, and he's got the mid up by the face, like Scherzer-esque, before the batter's even stepped into the box. Swings through it, goes down on strikes. So Nicholson gets his first strikeout. He gets Williams. I'll bring up Page. Brooks Page, 2 for 2, 3 RBI. The Lowndes 20-30. Chance to put a punctuation on his day. Already angling himself to be player of the game in this one. Lays off the first pitch. Little Soto-esque shuffle out of the box. Some sign language there from behind the plate. Counts 1-0. All right, Nicholson's ready. And this inside makes it 2-0 here to Page. Reminder that you'll always be able to find our player of the game interview across the LakePoint Sports social media platforms, YouTube, and we'll have that posted later today. Counts 3-0, and we, of course, will name our player of the game after the completion of this one. Then we'll bring him over here to our studio and do our interview, post that a little later today. Right down the middle on the 3-0, makes it 3-1.
It is pretty cool to see the pitcher kind of have that, like...
He's ready.
That glove the glove in front of the face. It's always a cool photo.
Yeah.
But it's also always cool to, like, see guys do that because it's kind of rare you see that nowadays, especially with guys doing it more from, you know, the wind up instead of the, you know, the in front of you. But it's always cool to see that kind of opening stance because it kind of asserts kind of like a thing of, I wouldn't say like dominance.
Well, it's an intimidation thing, right? It's almost like you're like looking behind your mask. When you hold it up like that, you know, Page, the stolen base there. Now standing at second off that wild pitch. Page looking to add to that player of the game run here. He's getting antsy at second. Henry Hartman now at the plate. Strike in the outside corner. That one is skied. Center fielder on the run. Hat off. Sliding catch for out number 2. Page remains at second with 2 down. We've got 3 minutes left. So this could work out in Mamba's favor. They may still get an opportunity here in a 3-run ball game to come up. Wild pitch. Page advances to third as that bounces off the catcher's mitt. So Colello's 0 for 2. He ropes that 88.7 off the bat. That's into left field, and it's going to be caught for an out. All right, we're moving on. I believe we will, in fact, play the top of the 6th inning. We've got 3 minutes remaining, 2 minutes now remaining on the clock, and Carolina Prime kind of holding off. Are we going to go out there? Or are we just lining up for the handshake? It's handshake time, everybody. Carolina Prime, 7-4 winners over Mamba baseball. Be back, let's just go ahead and watch the handshake. This is always a great moment, right? Everybody loves the the post-game handshakes here in youth baseball, so we'll get our opportunity here to watch Mamba baseball and Carolina Prime. Hug it out, give everybody some love, some good games all across, and 7-4 victory here for Carolina Prime. Kind of withstanding the charges there from Mamba baseball. Carolina Prime 7 runs on 8 hits. Mamba baseball had 4 runs on 4 hits. Looking ahead to the schedules on both of these teams. Let's see who has still a game to play today. Mamba will play Smart Tents at noon, so they'll remain here on the field. Carolina Prime lost 9-2 to Smart Tents earlier today, so Smart Tents just kind of been hanging out after that 9-2 victory, and now they'll get their shot at Mamba baseball. All right, so let's go ahead and talk a player of the game in this one. And we mentioned there what Brooks Page was getting done. And Jack, kind of awfully hard not to give it to Brooks Page after this one. Goes 2 for 2 with 3 RBI, a walk, a run scored. Had 1 RBI in the first, 2 RBIs in the third. And backed by some strong play on the mound, they had Jace Palmer, who started things off, went 2 2/3, got 5 strikeouts. Gage Colella comes in, gets 2 strikeouts of his own. But when you look up and down this offering here from Carolina Prime, Brooks Martin had a couple hits, Cade Worsham had a couple hits, but it was Page that came through with those big RBIs when this team needed it, and hard to deny him being player of the game in this one.
Yeah, I mean, they just looked amazing today. I mean, Carolina Prime found runs early, was able to generate runs later in the game. Mamba baseball, just couldn't find ways, or as many ways to find scores and all that kind of stuff.
And I think look, you can go back to key moments, right? Like they had the bases loaded, and they were unable to cash in. They had a runner at third. They were unable to cash in. So their moments were there, but I think a lot of kudos to Carolina Prime for what they did defensively in denying Mamba baseball in those moments. This one belongs to Carolina Prime. Again, pool play continues throughout the day today. Starter bracket play Sunday at 8 a.m. The top 12 teams will advance. Championship games slated to be played at 6 p.m. Sunday night, but we know those games can run long, so I'm sure there'll be some late nights for those families here on a Sunday in Emerson. If you can't make it out to the Baseball Village, you can find all of our games live and on demand with LakePoint Live, powered by Aware TV and Pixelot. We will be back next weekend, coverage of the May Slugfest on a Mother's Day weekend. Who doesn't like to slug it out on Mother's Day? Isn't that what we're all supposed to do? Of course, you can follow all the LakePoint Sports social media channels for tune-in information on that one. And another reminder, 1:40 p.m. today, AOT against Team Person, me and Mike Cyprian over at the Champion Center. You'll, of course, want to check that out. That broadcast, like all of our broadcasts, available for free on Facebook, X, and YouTube. Until next time, for Avery Hunt and Jack McCartney, I'm Cory McCartney, and we are signing off from LakePoint Sports.